So are you actually a fan of the Cowboys? Are you from or there, or what part?
Here.
Well, he's not from
Oh,
there.
you, no, the
No, I'm
Cowboys
not
shirt.
from there, I'm from here.
Oh, you from here? I tell people I bleed blue. I'm a Seahawks and a Cowboys fan. So I bleed blue.
Whatever, huh?
My worst times is when they both play each other.
Yeah, me and my boys are both Cowboy fans. Got a brick down on
Yeah.
walk of the new stadium. Right next to Tom Landry, actually.
Oh yeah?
My other son's a Tampa Bay. But he took us all down there for a Tampa Bay Dallas game. So we could
Who
see
won?
Dallas. That was 2012, I think, the opening day. When it was still Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah, I went to the old stadium.
Did you see that?
What's that?
What the,
On the agenda?
uh-huh,
Yep.
it's not all on there.
Yeah. We have a workshop after this.
Only
Okay.
one thing on the meeting.
Yeah, we got one meeting where we can make,
It's hard to unslam a door.
and then immediately following the meeting, then we'll have a
Oh, okay, I
workshop.
didn't see that part, I just saw that one. Ooh.
Actually, should be fairly short meeting, I think.
I don't think so.
Did anybody see his property?
Yeah.
He's already putting something up there, huh?
Shed's right out in the edge of the alley and on the edge of the street. Posts are right in, ground's level.
The shed
The
foundation?
shop.
Has he got it, the shop there already?
Poles are up.
It doesn't look like it's, less than 45% of his property either, does it? That's
you
what the
know,
zoning is.
This zoning is a little ridiculous anyway.
Where is,
If you have a 50-foot lot down there, and you follow the zoning, it gives you the right for a 20-foot house. Put up a shotgun shack. It's a crock. It was a crock when they put it in back in 70s. That's how you find most of the garages and stuff down there, right on the property line. When you were allowed to use your property. And if you have to be 15 foot in from the street side,
I'm gonna send birthday.
streets are 80-foot boulevards.
Yeah.
Why do you need 110 foot for a fire truck? Are they pretty wide?
Yeah, it takes a lot of turning there.
Birthdays,
It does.
What do I find
But
them?
the streets aren't all 80
I
foot.
don't know. I
Or
don't know
60
how to
footers.
find Other
There's some-
than it's named
there's
on
80
their
footers.
page.
I know, but it should
But-
pop up there and say it's his birthday today.
So if you bought one lot on River and you put it in 15 feet from each side, you couldn't have a house.
They're pretty tight.
They're 30-foot lots. Main Street, 30-foot lots.
Don't they have, aren't there
Now it says birthday card.
the lot sizes kind of standardized?
No.
No?
No,
Your
they're,
commercial lots are 30, your residential's are 50. If you look at a platting map of the town, from here down, 30-foot lots. Now you tell me how you get a 15-foot each sidewall and put a house on a 30-foot lot. Yeah, build houses?
But that's why you guys are the future, right? You guys are gonna be able to make changes to that, right?
Yeah,
That's
Should be
That's-
changed.
that's something that with new ideas comes a change for the betterment, I would assume.
Oh, who is it? Tammy is the one on the
Yeah,
committee. She's the one been studying these rules that we got.
What happened? Oh, it's not there. I guess time's supposed to go
But you
faster.
guys could literally wipe the rules clean and make new rules. You guys have that power to change whatever rules, wipe them out and make new.
Yeah, most people have lots, have 2 or 3 lots.
2 or 3 lots.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's like my place up there, until I had a resurvey, I had 5 lots, 20 or 50-foot lots. See, and I changed it into 2 lots.
oh, I see.
Hello. I guess it's afternoon night,
But you
whatever.
got
Is
it,
it evening?
Something.
It is something, that's for sure.
but you gotta have a
Very,
survey
very
to do
bad.
that, and that's not cheap.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
I'm
No,
one of
it's
those
not
people
cheap.
that hides in the back of class.
Okay.
Oh, see that? See, Tammy can just turn back and be chitty chatty right now.
How are you doing?
I'm here.
You're here, huh?
I didn't hit a deer on the way over. Now if I can make it back. No, that's only if I take the back road and it's too muddy to take the back road right now. I don't like,
that is money back.
I don't want to be souping it.
Otherwise, it's 45 miles an hour. To keep it.
Yeah. This is the first year I've had this deal. I think it was the first snowstorm. I was headed the back road and I was like, damn, those are some big deer. And then I was like, oh, holy cow, those aren't deer. First time in all these years I've been driving that back road, there's 15 head of elk.
Ooh.
And I was like, and
There
they
were
were,
some over there.
no, they were right on the road past
they're
Jedlicus.
moving down. We're up at Cherry Creek or whatever it is.
That wolf pack helps, you know.
Yeah, well, it was the springtime here about 3 years ago. I was going across there, and out in one of those fields, the grain was about that high, and I saw horns sticking up out of there, and I thought, man, it looked weird. So I stopped and got my binocular out. Big old bull elk out there laying down. All you see, is horns. Just they were sticking up above that.
Well,
Huge.
this was like where Pruitt used to live in that house, right past Pruitt's house, and when I seen them, and I stopped, and I'm glad I stopped, because I thought, are these little puppies gonna jet out in front of me? And sure enough, they did jet out in front of me. And the one standing next, he's like from me to Jim. And I'm like looking at him thinking, don't hit the car, please, just don't hit the car.
Hoof prints on your hood.
Yeah,
The elk were all down here on the prairie before people drove into the mountains, so
Pushed him out.
they're just coming back down.
yeah.
Did they get signed in?
I did.
Oh,
I didn't.
How many did?
No,
I
Did
don't want anybody to know I was here.
You don't get to. I keep track of you.
Not that I don't have to, I'm fine.
yeah, that's
She's the
it.
gatekeeper, right?
Yes. You want it?
Yeah, I read one, thank you.
That one?
I haven't, we already read it.
You want
Thank
one?
you.
sure. Thank you.
Okay. Gary B.
Okay. So, yeah, you're just as important as all of us. Probably more important, because you gotta be the youngest guy that's ever showed up.
Well, that's good.
That's your paper.
How are you doing, Jim?
Oh, you got one?
Good, good.
Yeah, you got one.
There you go.
I've already signed it.
Okay, sorry about that.
Alright, thank you.
We met Tristan the other day. This is his younger brother, William,
Oh, William. Glad to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Tim, and Jim Perkins. And you know that guy over there, that ornery fella.
Reputation precedes you?
Neighbor.
And aren't they the best neighbor boys you ever had?
Yeah.
He had better say that. We're
They're
sitting
the
right
only ones I
here.
ever had.
I brag about them all the time. I go to school and say, oh, I was privileged today. My neighbor boys showed up. They were the most awesome kids.
You should go real quick. I think you're just gonna do a quick vote.
Yep. What that was used for?
For the, yeah.
You know what it was used for?
Wait for Nate to get here.
Oh, thank you, mate.
You roll them up and then you iron them.
Truck full of them.
Hey, Lise.
Yeah.
How are you?
Days.
I'm here.
Yeah, he is. He said today was his first day.
Okay.
So how are you feeling, sir?
Excited. Oh, I will, fine. Do you want an agenda?
Fine?
Yes.
Ah,
Oh, speak of the devil.
Just gotta use the bathroom real quick. I'm ready to go.
Not on the agenda.
2 minutes.
Sorry.
Trees and more trees, right? You back?
Hi. Hello, how are you? Good.
Hey, Matt, how are you?
Good, you?
Good.
Oh, here.
No, you're all right.
My goodness, I could have moved that. I had this feeling that you may be together, I don't know why.
No, actually, he came with me.
Oh, you did? But he said about you.
I know.
They swap off.
I've heard about relationships.
We gotta lighten the mood in here. Do you know
How you
Carrie?
doing, Lizzie?
This is Carrie Beekler.
Hello.
And this
Carrie.
is Lizzie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
And
to
her
meet you
husband,
too.
Matt.
Hello, nice to
Pleasure
meet
to meet
We're
you.
gonna sit way back, that way when they
William.
throw stuff, they'll hit you
Hello,
first.
William, nice to meet
That's all
you.
right. And her
You're Matt
husband,
Bruce.
Matt.
Speakler, hi, I heard about you.
Oh, no.
Hi.
This is Dottie, sorry.
Really good stuff.
What,
Oh,
Carrie?
nice to meet you. And who did we meet?
You met Tristan.
This is the second one. Everybody, I'm glad to meet you.
Nice to meet
Stand
you.
up, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we are calling together this special meeting to review the application of the zoning permit for Lloyd McKenzie at 21 First Avenue. We've had some concerns about that, but before we get started, I would like to clarify a couple of things having to do with the zoning committee. The zoning committee is put in place for two reasons: to review the application, go to the property, measure the property, make sure that they are in the town code, what is dictated in town codes as far as setbacks. They are not authorized to tell anybody what they can or cannot put on their property. They cannot be calling their representatives and pushing them to vote the way they want them to vote. They also are not authorized to decide what is best for that neighborhood or what is not best for that neighborhood. Now, in the past, I've been informed that they had a secretary, a planner, and a few other things. The zoning committee is not trained or has the knowledge to be a planner. Cities have to hire planners. They all have to have college degrees. And inspectors are the same way. So, with that being said, we'll get on with the meeting and we will open it up for discussion. I'm sure there's going to be some. I can understand the concerns about this semi-trailer, and that's what we're going to talk about. So, we'll open it for discussion before the council makes their decision.
Well, don't we have to first make a motion to reconsider?
As soon as we open it up for discussion, then we will make a motion to reconsider.
Okay, since you just opened it up, then I can make a motion then to reconsider the application for zoning permit for Lloyd McKenzie.
Is this just for the trailer or for the shop also?
We're going to review the whole thing.
Okay, well, you just said trailer, so.
Well, that was the main concern at this point.
Okay, so now that we're
I would-
opened
So
up,
do we
I
have a
would roll
motion?
everything
Do we-
in, just so then that way it encompasses everything from distances on the shop and that, just to roll it all into one, I would say.
Do
Discuss
you wanna
both.
do you wanna make a motion to that effect to discuss everything
Yeah, I
with
would,
the
I
application?
make the motion, I move that we discuss everything that encompasses both structures he's wanting in place.
Okay, we'll need to amend Tim's motion then, and include what you wanna do.
and we include
Yeah.
the whole permit.
Okay, we have an amended motion to review the whole application in place. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All opposed? Hearing no opposition, the motion passes. We will open up the discussion for this application.
Okay.
Do we have the sizes of the shop and the trailer?
Yeah, 'cause
Yes,
there's
we
not-
do. I believe it's on the application.
I saw an actual footage on anything.
There's no
These are
footage
just
shown
the
for
easements
shop
off
or
the road, I
trailer.
believe.
Okay. Tammy, have you went and looked at that since then?
No, I was not the person that was called to go even review the whole deal.
I know, because I was the only one on the committee and
So,
I didn't
if I don't have any
anybody else.
paperwork or anything, I can't go out and look at
From
it.
what I understand, the shop is going to be like 40 by 40, but I don't know that for a fact.
Well, the
And that's
shop, the
something
shop's
we
already
need to
started,
know.
the poles are in. It's on, these figures are misleading. 25 foot from A Street, it's on the edge of the property line.
Mhm.
It's on the edge of the back alley.
Right, it is,
And why is that?
because that's where the old garage was, is what I
The old
understand.
garage has disappeared. Once that's gone, grandfather closet,
Yes,
it's,
You lose
I
that.
realize that. So that is what we're here to review, so we need to find out, do we want to have the new zoning committee go look at the property and measure, get
I'd move
answers?
that big too.
Or what do
At
we
least
want
that's,
to do?
I would highly recommend that, to where now that we have a committee in place, cause we were kinda in an interim before we got one.
Yeah, we were.
And now that we have one, we can go in and get actual sizes and dimensions, cause this, I'm guessing, was just his rough ballpark of where he was off the road, that 25, and
The
if you drive
setbacks.
by, it's clearly not, it's more than 25, but at least that way, cause, I mean, we have ordinances in place for a reason, I mean, if
Right,
you
we
can
do.
follow them.
We do.
And I mean, that's everything from height to distance, I mean, the width of your backyard, and like on this, off that fence line where he's wanting to go there, that has to maintain a distance, so I'd say it'd just be nice to have somebody go down and actually chat with him on what he's wanting to do before he
Okay,
proceeds.
that's
but
good.
the trouble is,
Yeah.
he's already got it
Yeah, I
started.
see that.
He doesn't seem to be slowing down.
No, I think he's running full speed ahead for a reason.
Okay, so Tammy, do you wanna get your committee together and go and look at that?
I can go look at it, but if you don't stop him, it doesn't do.
I'll call him and tell him to cease and desist.
Because, let me look at this. I mean, I haven't looked at it. See if I don't know.
And
This is A Street.
I noticed just recently that that
Did he
didn't
have a certificate,
ceramic.
a certified, did he have a certified, survey to where you knew where the pins were at?
The only survey he had was Mike went down with his metal detector and located the pins.
So he
for him
located the pins.
Mhm.
So then he went 15 feet back from them?
From the alley and from 25 feet from the street and 15 feet, I think, from the fence.
Okay, if you can call him tomorrow, I mean, I can get with Elton and we can either do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be kinda tight. I could probably go Saturday if Elton's available on Saturday or something like that.
Okay.
I mean, cause I don't wanna hold the guy up, if everything is
Yeah, if it's
looking
ready.
okay. I mean,
Right.
that isn't fair, but on the same token, yeah, this leaves.
A
Wait a
lot
minute.
to be
Well,
mentioned.
let me tell you, right now, if I look at this, exactly how he has it planned out on
Mhm,
this,
mhm.
I'm saying no. because it's a 50-foot wide lot. The house he has situated right here.
Mm-hmm. The house takes up pretty much up to the middle of the lot.
Yeah, and then he's got this shop over here on the drawing, and that's telling you no right there.
Was the shop you said was going to be a 40 by 40 shop?
I think, it's been like 2 months or 3 months
If
since I
it's a
talked to
40
him,
by
so I
40,
don't
it
know.
doesn't
40
even
by
fit
40
within
with
the,
a-
in the parameters.
With an 8-foot trailer on the back of it, that's 48 feet.
I already told him he could not put that trailer there,
Yeah, but if the shop is 40 feet
at
wide,
least till we discuss
you
it.
have a 50-foot wide lot. You have to come back 15
He's-
feet from the street, 6 feet from your neighbors. You're way over, right there.
Okay,
It
So
doesn't
if-
fit in the parameters.
A
So-
variance could be granted for a less than 15-foot distance.
that's true, but he has to come in and
Apply
apply for
it.
the
and that's-
variance and pay the fee.
That's where I think it
For
would be
the
big to
variance.
get the actual dimensions to where, I mean, we know where he's kinda wanting to be, we can look at it, I mean, chat with surrounding people, is it gonna affect them, is it gonna affect the alleyway? Say
Mhm.
the garbage truck, is he gonna be able to sweep that corner still? I mean, just, at least if we had some dimensions, that would be huge to go off of.
Exactly.
What you need is a drawing to scale to start with.
And I'm surprised that he didn't, because from what I understand, and I don't know this man from Adam, other than the day that Mike and I talked to him over there at his house, when he was considering buying the house at the time. And I wasn't even aware that he actually purchased the house until he came in and got an application for a permit. So what we need to do, you guys are saying we need to have Penny and the Elton or somebody else go over there, and we don't have a third committee member.
Well, I
so-
understand you don't have a third, but I think, if Elton votes yes and I vote no, then you know where everybody stands or whatever,
But at least you guys would be able to make a reasonable assessment of what is going on over there and what your
And,
recommendation
and,
would be.
and to be really honest and fair, I would request that he drew out a
To scale.
to scale, exactly where everything's fitting with dimensions, width, length, yeah. This is pretty standard on anybody that you have to, a quarter inch is a
Those are
foot.
normally the kind of applications we have gotten over the years.
Yeah, and I guess if I got anything like this, I'd call him up and say, no, can't even come look at it. Because it's, yeah, I'm looking at the house going, this doesn't fit on this lot right, I don't even know how we've got this.
The house is rather narrow and angled or long.
It's long, but it is narrow.
It is,
But it's not overly, I bet you that house is probably 30 feet wide,
maybe, yeah.
It's longer than it is wide.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, that you can just tell from looking at where the shop's setting, this doesn't,
It doesn't fit the scheme of things, I understand that,
it doesn't fit the scheme of things into, yeah.
Okay, so, do I have a motion to table
Can
this?
I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
So since he's already got his poles in, I mean, they've already started, I can already tell where the garage door's going. How can you really tell him he can't?
That's where you're kinda screwed.
That's, how do you unslam?
Yeah.
And the town attorney has already said that the application was approved, but we could, at this point, go and reconsider. So,
Oh,
what
if
we
you've
need
already
to,
told him yes, and he's already started. If it was me, if I was my neighbor, I would tell you to screw off.
I know
Because
you
you
would.
can't
I would
tell me to
too.
stop now.
I would too.
You've already
But
approved
the trailer's
it.
not there, so,
See what he has done, even against his own permit. He's taken his new shop, which he has here up by the alley, and he's moved it up here.
No, it's still right there.
no, it's still
It's right
15
here,
feet
right
off
in the
the alley,
corner.
but it's right, if this is the street, A Street, and it faces.
All these
this way.
trees along here, poles are right next to the trees. This is right along the back of the alley. This is right in the back corner, right where he shows.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it wrong then.
Right.
This is the house, this is
He
the
had,
front.
there was a bunch of trees here, and I think he's pulled out,
He hasn't pulled out many of them.
okay,
They're still there.
You can only on a
Shed's
corner lot
actually going in right next to
60%.
it.
okay. I haven't, I drove by there last week, when I went over to visit a friend, I
You
just
can see
kinda
the
drove
poles
by.
now, trees are sitting.
And when I drove by, there
There.
was just a big pile of debris where that
Yeah.
garage was at,
So you-
nothing
The
else
the
was.
debris gone now, and the ground's leveled in the shop, poles are up.
Okay,
And they're right on the fence lines. Just-
They're close to it, without measuring to see where exact
what
property
time
line
do you go
was.
to work in the morning? Tomorrow?
Well, I get home about 4 and I generally get up about 11 and I'm ready to go then.
You ready to go to work then?
No, I can go anytime after 11.
If I come by and pick you up, do you wanna go take over and take a look at that?
We can take a look. Like I said, I don't know what legal grounds you have to stand on, other than the fact, I guess you could,
Other than just the shop at this point, we haven't voted
I
to
don't
put the
think-
trailer or anything.
yeah, I don't think you can, once he has the poles in, you're kind of in a,
If he's set back from the edge of the alley enough for access, you know, the shop and the
Well,
trailer against the
that's what I want Tammy to
fence
make sure of.
is going to be a hard put to put in there anyway without going onto Matt and Gary's land. Because if he was gonna put that trailer in, and he could jack the trailer pretty easy, he'd have to do it before. Now, there's no way that he's gonna jack it that tight.
Unless he skids it in there with a skid steer or something.
Yeah.
That
Takes the
could be.
wheels
if
off.
Well,
you
he's
had
not
a
going to put
lift
that
on the
trailer
front,
in there.
It'd still be hard on it. I'd say it's what, a 50-foot trailer?
If you're not within the required easement area,
The setbacks,
the setbacks, don't you need approval from the neighbors on either side?
you do.
Only if you're applying for a variance.
But
Our
if-
town code does not say that we need to send out letters or anything within 140 or 300
Yes,
feet.
it does.
Yeah, in the ordinance.
Your
it does.
special permit is in the zoning deal, under special permit, it has exactly as buildings, you have to send out letters to people.
But this is not a special permit, it is a zoning
Yeah,
application.
but if you were gonna get a variance, you would
Right,
have to
but
send it
that's
out
what
to
I'm saying.
300.
It
No,
would be a variance,
yeah,
But
and
this
that
would
is
be
in the town
under
code,
a variance because it doesn't follow the codes.
right.
So it should have been.
The variance is applied for only when the topographical area is uneven or they are encroaching on setbacks of the fence line or the property line, or if it's going to be an unusual type of building that is out of the code as far as,
A trailer, this trailer is out of code. It doesn't follow the code that was in the town ordinances. And he's not within the variances if he's not 6 feet
the
from his
code in
neighbor.
the town ordinances.
He's in the town zoning, it
Mhm.
says he's supposed to be 6 feet back, it says he's supposed to be 15 feet from the road, it says all these things.
Right,
He's not following, so that would be a special permit. He has to get a
we have to
special
get a
permit.
special permit.
And the trailer would require a special permit too. Because it's not following what you've already stated that he would have to build next door.
But the zoning ordinance does not say anything about storage trailers or something. They actually address living quarters.
No, it talks about sheds.
Tool sheds. It talks about structures.
Then it has to have,
Structures, but not
and it
trailers.
has
right,
to,
a structure is considered in there though. A
Detached
structure is
tool
considered a
shed.
sign even. A sign on my property is considered a structure, according to the definitions.
Okay,
Yeah, the
because I went over
setbacks
those
have to
last
be
night, I didn't see
maintained
that.
No,
unless you and the neighbors agree that they will allow that. I mean,
I don't, haven't heard anybody call anybody about, from the neighbors, his neighbors, except for Nate did not agree with the permit. In fact, he voted against it first time.
So I would like to bring this up. It says, the word building includes the word structure. The word shall is mandatory, not directory, and the word used shall be deemed to include designed, intended, or arranged to be used. That's in the first rules of construction, 10.2.2. And then it goes on and it says, building means a structure having a roof supported by walls or columns of the shelter, support, or enclosed of persons, animals, or chattels, meaning whatever crap I want to stick in there.
Cows, sheep, whatever.
Tools. It's my chattel. So when in a building, all of which is used for, and then I didn't have that part. So anyways, the point of this is that a building then would include this trailer, according to the
Okay, I can
definition.
understand your point, yes.
So I mean, I'm not trying to be a pain, but at the same time, I would have liked to have been notified that
Yeah.
this was gonna go down.
I don't know if you know, they're the direct neighbors of him.
Directly next door to them?
I live directly west to him.
Right across
Directly
the
west
alley.
of him, in the White House?
No,
No, I have a
he's
beige
right
house.
across the alley,
Oh, okay, okay.
east.
East of them.
East of them, going toward the bridge,
Mhm.
right? On the other side of the
I'm
alley?
east of him, he's west of me.
Okay, okay. Yeah, because, somebody else said that, now, are these the couple you were talking about that had done some remodeling and stuff?
Yeah,
that-
they redid that
Okay,
whole place.
okay, okay. So,
So I can see where they put in all the work to better their place, and if a guy's gonna come in and tarnish in 1 week the work they put in years, that's kind of defeating, I guess.
defeating the purpose, right? Okay. So, do we have a motion to table this until we can get it straightened out?
May I make a
Yes.
recommendation? And this is kind of weird, but I would motion to rescind it. You can't motion to table it, you have to motion to rescind it. He can reapply for his permit when things are to code and we are sure that everything and the drawing is legible. And I think that's how you have to go with it.
And I think you're right.
And I'm not trying to, I'm just, it's kind of a keg of worms the way the whole drawing is, cause I'm looking at it going,
Well, I can't figure it out.
I mean, I guess if I look at this drawing and I look at his backyard, I go, no, take your permit is worthless. Because you did not
Didn't draw the
present
scale, yeah.
accurately what your intentions were.
Okay. We will give him a call and tell him to stop immediately. Jim, did you have something to say too?
No, I was just gonna say,
You
you
were
have
gonna-
to issue a stop work order
Right,
and then
We'll do that
define
tomorrow.
exactly what you need so that he has to meet those requirements.
Randy?
I can't say where I got this from, but my understanding is he's not the owner of record. That's up to you guys. Nothing to do with me. That's an extra.